Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of commodities. We'll walk through the dollar, yields, precious metals, and then commodities that I follow and ETFs. If you guys need any help with anything, we've got the finding-value.com platinum membership. Join our community. We've got a discount going on right now. Use discount in the coupon code. Become a platinum member year-long or monthly and ask all the questions you like because we've got a platinum question and answer session 7 a.m. Saturday for all the platinum members. So what do we got today? Let's go through it and I'll give you my financial opinions. We've got the DXY dollar getting sold off today, down 1.18%. What is going on? We've got massive volatility here. It's not a reversal candlestick, but it's a pretty large down day, especially with these two large up candlesticks right next to each other. So looks like we've got a battle on our hands for the dollar, whatever reason it is. I didn't look at the reason. Doesn't really matter why. But big down day there. We also have a massive down day in yields today, down 4% for yields. Could we see a much lower yields coming out of this in the future? It sure looks like it. We've got big selling pressure here, not much buying pressure coming in, and another big selling pressure day. So I do think that yields could head lower on the 10-year. Bond prices heading higher. They're inversely correlated. So there's your bond prices on the 20-year going higher. That looks good. And then the 30-year going down 2.8%. And we're seeing the curve uninvert to some degree because the 10-year went down a lot more than the 30-year. So our TYX-TNX ratio, the one that I have been following and kind of just made for the heck of it, that's going up. When that goes up and the dollar goes down like it did, and the yield curve uninverts, we start to see precious metals do really crazy things. So we've got a pretty good, I think, read on it. If we kind of back out, down in this general vicinity is generally where precious metals are a good spot to be looking. So weaker dollar, and if the dollar continues to weaken, and I don't know if it's going to weaken, we've got a battle going on between buyers and sellers in currencies. The DXY relative strength indicator was down today, but looking at the candlesticks, it does look like it wants to go higher. So we've got a battle on our hands. But down today, yield curve kind of uninverting. This was when it went up quite a bit for gold and silver last time. The CRB index up a little bit, 0.43%. Basically just holding its own today. There it is, and it's just holding its own. Heavily weighted in oil, the commodity indexes. And then the CRB to S&P 500 down a little bit. With those lower yields, that's generally when the stock market likes to take off in the short term. Gold hitting it pretty hard, up $33, up to $18.65. Now, I had a false breakout or retest here. What I think it is a retest. So I'm just going to do this and put retest right here where it retested. And then we shot back up. That's a bullish engulfing today. As long as the tailwinds persist, I think gold could go higher. And we're at 1864. Another thing that is backing that up is silver also doing quite well today with a bullish engulfing. That generally indicates that we could move higher. So maybe this was a false breakdown and we get a slingshot higher on silver, potentially. We do have a big bullish candlestick there and small selling pressure days. We squeezed up, kind of came down, and maybe that's a slingshot type pattern. Platinum also doing some incredible things, bullish engulfing today of the candlesticks before it. That looks good to go higher as well. So platinum looking good. Very nice mix across the board there with, let's get that out of the way. Back out a little bit. There's your retest and there's your break, and we're moving higher out of this little consolidation zone. So platinum looking really good. XAU to gold ratio, the ratio is busting up to the upside. This thing looks fantastic, guys. It looks really good. We've got a kind of resistance line through here. We're breaking through that. We've got the next big resistance line, the need to break this line for happiness. And I think there's a lot of opportunities. I think we have a lot of opportunities here to be checking out potential investments. So we are heading higher. We haven't broken the big downtrend line yet, but a lot of companies are looking pretty good. So I'm going to start looking at some companies. We can do that during the Platinum question and answer session as well. GDX up 2.97%. It is outpacing gold a little bit, giving a little bit of leverage. So that's good. It's always good to get a little bit of leverage. And there we are going higher. That's looking fantastic for a move on up. That is GDX. Look at that. Look how strong that is, and a strong finish on the monthly candlestick above that resistance line. I think we could see a run possibly out of this. SILJ up 3.37%, right at that resistance line. And we'll be breaking through that, I think, very soon as well. We're right there trying to break through. Crude oil flat today. I still think that this has some, I'll say some chopping, maybe sideways action before heading higher. But it's firming up a little bit. XOP, yeah, you know me, looking at the exploration production companies. Again, we still have some large selling pressure. It does look like this could be a consolidation period where we come up. We got to see if we bounce back a little bit or if we can continue higher here. But there is some downside momentum still in the oil and gas exploration production companies. OIH up today, 3.19%. We still have this bearish engulfing. We came on down. We went into a ascending wedge. We broke to the downside of it. Now, are we going to come back down? Is this just a retest, or are we going to go head back higher? If I were to make a guess, I think it's going to be a retest, and I think we're going to head a little bit lower in the short term. That's kind of my guess, but we'll see what the overall markets do in terms of the S&P 500. We'll see what yields do and all those other things. Looking at SPOT or Sprott Physical Uranium Trust, looking good, higher. So that looks very good. We started this move with this bullish engulfing here, and I say, yeah, that's usually where we go higher. And the buyers came in, and they are definitely there, showing us that they exist. And we've got a nice move higher. The big spot we want to break, guys, is 18.25. We want to get like around 19-20 bucks. We want to close up there. If we can close up there, I think we're going to get a big old move if we close above that. Right now, we've got some good momentum, and we're working our way up towards that 18 whatever resistance line. URNM looking very strong today, guys. I posted this on Twitter. I said, are we going to break higher or are we going to break lower? It was one of these guys. And look what happened. We broke higher. Now, we could have a down day tomorrow, a little bloody nose, or I should say Monday. Could have a little bloody nose Monday or something like that. Or maybe we just rip it. But it looks good. It looks like we're breaking through a important resistance line. And I know I cut this guy off, but I'm contacting, further. I should say I'm contacting a lot more points in here. You could even tighten it up to there, and that we broke out like that because we hit 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, 4 point. We've got a whole bunch of points in here, and it's breaking to the upside. So it's looking very good for uranium. Hopefully that momentum can continue. If we were to look at the volume of what the volume is here, we don't have a ton of volume here. That's the only thing that I'll say is usually needed to confirm a breakout, is to get a bunch of volume, and that volume's not there today. So we do have that, just to let you know. Hopefully that momentum can continue. TAN up today. Most everything was up today. The overall markets were basically all up. Still looking all right from a big long-term perspective. I don't know why this got distorted like that. Interesting. COPX, another one that looks fantastic, moving higher today. Let me get this out of the way here. On the dailies, we're breaking out of this little resistance zone. And I drew it in there kind of quick. But here's kind of that resistance area. And we're breaking out through that to the upside, looking good, finishing strong. When you look back, this really started in this general vicinity here. We had a bullish engulfing there and another bullish engulfing there. And we had the Green Army show up. So that was the start to this move in the break. That's the start of it. So it's looking good, moving to the upside there. Lithium up 3.52%. Bigger picture view, that's what it looks like there. We've got a little guy. We need a little bit more buying pressure for me to say, yeah, it's bottoming, but it sure looks good right now, up 3.5%. We did a little bottom. It's not a good bottoming. I wouldn't have guessed it bottomed here, but we are moving higher. REMX, also moving higher, even with this kind of bearish engulfing pattern at the bottom there, but it's looking good. Nice strong day. SPX moving up to the upside. We had weaker yields, keep that in mind. And weaker yields, stronger, and weaker dollar. Stronger SPX and stronger NASDAQ. So good strong days today. A lot of the times when you see this, you get a big bullish engulfing here. It pulls up. We came into a little bit of an ascending wedge. We broke down, and hopefully we can work our way back on up. That is hopefully the plan. Emerging markets looking good with that weaker dollar, up 2.09%. We do have a lot of stimulus over in China going on, and they're reopening, and lots of cool stuff going on over there. So, what I say is we got a broken down trend line. We kind of broke out, and we're starting to make new highs here. So I think it's going to continue. It looks really good. XHB also looking good, up 2.35%. I think we've got more upside potential even in XHB. The home builders, I know, home builders, right? MOO also heading higher with the overall markets. Still looking good. Copper. Now, copper's looking excellent. If we can kind of do this here too. We broke through that, and you could say that this is a pattern there where we squeezed up and broke to the upside. So that is looking excellent for copper, and a lot of the diversified miners look very good. But that's looking fantastic. Nice, strong, clean finish towards the close of the day. So that's looking very good. Lumber actually heading a little bit higher. I do think lumber is going to head higher here. We're right at support. We've got a bullish piercing. We've got a falling wedge. I do think that this is going to head higher. Maybe we're going to have rates continue lower. Maybe it'll kick on the housing market. And when the housing market kicks on, we'll have more home starts and all that other stuff, all the good stuff. I do think interest rates are temporarily pausing the housing market. I'm not as bearish as everyone else. I know, I'm not a bear. I'm a bull still, and I still think it looks just fine from this lumber perspective. Looking at this is iron ore. We'll go to a line chart. There we are, just consolidating still, and we still have a little bit more consolidation to go. Nickel down a little bit. This thing's been on a tear though. Nickel's had a big move. Are we breaking out of this kind of steep upward trend line? Yeah, it kind of looks like it. You can also throw in an ascending wedge there, where you have an ascending wedge. We broke out, and I think we're going to calm down a little bit for this move. So we might have a little bit of a pullback for nickel in the short term. Aluminum just been moving sideways, down 0.32%. I still think aluminum looks absolutely excellent, and I think we're getting close to potentially a move higher. But it's going to do some more grinding, I think. Maybe we get a little bit of one of these guys, a couple of humps or something like that before moving on up. Baltic Dry Index down a little bit. This is our retest move. I still think it looks fantastic. Baltic and oil are somewhat correlated. We've got a big 1, 2, 3 hump, and then you get a lead-in pattern and a retest. We're doing all that. Everything looks good for a potential move higher in price for the Baltic Dry Index. Looking at Newcastle coal futures, we're just grinding on that resistance line. Grind, grind, grind. And then Ethereum up a little bit. When I think of Ethereum and I think of Bitcoin, I think of liquidity in the system. So maybe we've got some liquidity coming, and maybe somebody knows something. I don't know. People are positioning in these. They're going up a little bit. If we get a larger move to the upside, that I think will probably be more confluence or evidence, because we've got gold going up, silver going up, platinum going up, and then we got the cryptocurrencies going up. Now, as a bonus, I'll show Camco. Camco ripping it higher today. This does have, in my opinion, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me zoom in on the weeklies here. This is a Livermore cylinder pattern. Now, This doesn't have to be, this can be down here. It doesn't have to be hugged up on this. I just put it there because it's got a lot of support resistance there. It doesn't have to be hugged up. I've seen a lot of these Livermore patterns come out even down here. Now, I don't think we're going to go down there. I think this has a strong likelihood to move higher. We can zoom in on it and we can put a candle, basically a downtrend line in it. This looks like we're clearly breaking this to the upside for Camco. We also have that lead in with the bullish engulfing here. And we have that little lead in and then we're ribbing it. And it finished quite strong. We've got a lot of other companies also doing quite well. So Camco's looking absolutely fantastic. And then we also have, what was up? I think I was going to have one more. Well, anyway, that's looking fantastic. We've got a lot of good progress today. I wish it did it on high volume. Yeah, I know the volume isn't there on some of these companies. Let's check Camco's volume real quick. Camco's volume is, it's a little bit above average. A little bit above average for Camco. But this is a good thing, guys. It's a good thing that we're breaking to the upside, a little bit higher volume today. I mean, it's not monster like one of this or this one here, but it is a little above average. Let's hope that momentum can continue, guys. Is this the beginning of that Livermore where we break and move higher? It could be. It could be. And we're going to talk about a lot of companies on Saturday that look very good for uranium, for gold and silver, precious metals. We'll talk about natural gas and oil and some of the energy service companies. Lots of opportunities out there, even in shipping. I'm seeing a lot of really good setups. So if you guys are interested, definitely sign up. Platinum membership, finding-value.com. Don't forget to use the word discount in the coupon code. If you guys like the content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.